Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. Last time when we left off we were at this door. Now you'll notice that it and several others are unlocked. As I was working, security gained two more ranks. It's up to 22 now. And all of the level 70 and level 75 doors I talked about are now unlocked. I wound up getting a few extra Master's Lockpicks that I'm carrying along with me. Shouldn't hurt anything. We'll start by checking out the bottom level of Ariel's trade house, which we hadn't been able to search until now. I warn you, there isn't really much in here. Kaguti hide, some Kwama eggs, a little loose gold, a little more loose gold. If you're expecting great things behind that level 70 lock, you're going to be disappointed. Some moon sugar, which is really only worth taking to sell. And then it's hard enough to sell that I don't really worry about it. There's some armor, all of which is outclassed by things we already have. Weapons that are in a similar boat. And a few more sacks that may have good ingredients in them. Yes, a few of those are useful. Good. Mallet hide, no. And this last one, 10 salt rice. There you have it. Let's go ahead and make some potions, just so I can keep everything going. Keep my carry weight low. Alright, we're good. Onward. So that was it for here. So we'll go ahead and head to Pelagiad. Don't worry, we're actually going to get back to exploring in this video too. Depending on what I can get done in a reasonable time frame, we're at least going to do one new cave and maybe one new quest out in the wilderness past Saran. First, we just have to catch up and recap everything that we were able to unlock. So that door in Seydanine was the first. It was lock level 70, and actually it was the first one I picked, and it alone was sufficient to raise security to 21. So that's pretty cool. And then as we move on, all the way back to Pelagiad, notice the difference that having doubled our speed from 30 to 60 makes. It's going to be even better once it's at 100, of course. We had 3 level 75 chests inside Ulernil's shop, all of which are now unlocked. Not many of which we need to mess with, but I'll show you what we can take if we're so inclined. So, there's some irrelevant armor in there, some irrelevant armor in there, and over here there are some iron bolts, steel throwing stars, which I might be interested in someday, but at the moment, no, I'm really not. Other than that, just largely irrelevant weapons. So, I thought I turned subtitles back on. Nope, there we go. Always a problem, that's okay. Now, there were 2 other level 75 chests here in Pelagiad. They are Shadback's chest, found right here, with a bunch of useless armor in it, and Igfa's chest here inside her room. I'm going to quick save because she's looking right at me, but there's nothing important in here either. Just a bunch of cheap and bargain potions that I'm not interested in. So really all that accomplished for us in the grand sense was security training. But that's still helpful, I'll tell you what. Let's head back to Saran now. Whee! Almost there now. And now that my carry weight is so much higher with a 100 strength, excuse me, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to string together multiple dungeons and get bigger exploration loops instead of only hitting a single location at a time and then having to offload, and then another single location and then having to offload, like we were doing prior to that first big grinding session. We'll see what happens. You can get a sense for just how big this game is, though, when, if I blow up my world map here, and you take a look at just how little of Vardenfell we've actually explored so far. It's fairly shocking, honestly. This playthrough is going to last a good long time. And the nice thing about it, too, is that, the most tedious grinding is largely already done. There's a little bit more to do. And I'll pop one of these potions now. Notice how much more powerful they are with all that alchemy equipment we've added. So here in Saran, the first new item is that we've successfully unlocked these 4 doors.
I suppose I could spare a moment or two.
So here's Yakov. What are you doing here? What can I do for you? Altmer, Escadian Isles, Avon Oren, Background, Derek BL. I am Yakov, slave. Drana Sarathram. Now here is the response you get. I think this is the first time this has happened. If there is no slave key and no way to free somebody, when you say go free, this is the reaction you'll get. No, there is no escape. Hajai hides his eyes. Latest rumors. Little advice, little secret, Morrowind lore. My trade. I am a slave, Sarah. I serve my owner and master as commanded. I clean, prepare food, fetch and carry, do the shopping and marketing, and do other tasks too tiresome or menial for my master. Nevena Ules, services, Solstheim. Someone in particular, specific place, Saran. There's Yakov. And then we have 3 Argonian slaves in here as well. There's Gelis Tai. What are you doing here? What can I do for you? Go free? No, there is no escape. Solstheim, twin lamps. I don't trust you enough to talk about that. Twin lamps. Look, I like you, but not enough to tell you that. Admire. Come on. Try again. There you go. That's privileged information. I'm sorry. I do not know if they really exist. It is said they help slaves like us escape. Until you arrived, I did not believe I would ever see Argonia again. Okay.
You'll find all that you seek, traveler.
We've got
Speak quickly.
We've got Tim Jush. Same things. And I assume we have to get him above 90 for him to discuss twin lamps with us. And the third, Seawool. Alright, there's that. And then there were 3 more chests as well. The first was in Golden Belaram's shop, the pawnbroker.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
I don't recall him having anything I was interested in. No, those chitin arrows restock, so we don't want to steal them. We can make purchases if we end up
Quickly,
needing
Outlander. I haven't much time.
additional marksman ammo. The second chest was at Rald's Oril Trader. So let's head there now. He's right here. And he has some ammo, which is good, that I won't steal because I want it to restock. And other than that, nothing I care about.
Shall we?
And then finally, there was Ibarnadad Asir Narari, the apothecary. And I should mention that on the second to last of these locks is when security hits 22 for me. And he just has a bunch of potions. Bargain, blah. Bargain restore magic is so useless it might as well not do anything. Cheap restore magicka, basically the same. What we need...
Is there something I can do?
There are really two non-exploitive avenues to adequate magicka regeneration when you're an Atronach. We can advance far enough in the temple or imperial cult quest or factions that the shrine blessings become free. If we do that, we can trigger the shrines, which actually have a 50% chance of being absorbed, and get magicka that way. That you can also do that by summoning an ancestral ghost and letting it cast curses on you, but that's way too tedious, and you only have a 50-50 shot every time. And then you have to kill the ghost after turning it hostile. It's just too much of a hassle. The other way is to have adequately strong restore magicka potions, but with our magicka eventually headed to 450, we need strong potions to be able to fill that up. There's also an exploit which I'll mention that I'm not going to use in this walkthrough, but if you don't mind cheesing it and defeating magicka as a resource entirely, then it is an option. And we're aggroing cliff racers. Let's just be ready for that. Need to make sure I don't inadvertently attract something besides the cliff racer either. Anyway, there are a few little places here behind Saran that we can explore right quick. My plan right now is to explore up and around Lake Nabia right here, and then make my way over here along exploring this region en route to Balmora itself. Just in case you're wondering. I don't anticipate any more grinding stops before Balmora, because I do know that Nalkarya, the alchemist in Balmora, finally sells restore magicka ingredients, and so I'll be able to start training up my magic skills, which is important and needed. Oh, I shouldn't have disposed of him. Oh well. I do want his racer plumes, though, so that I can make a levitate potion. So rather than following the beach, as we would if we were headed to Molag Mar, let's turn left instead. So that we're... Ooh, it's a blighted cliff racer. Just be careful searching the body, because you can contract the disease just from that interaction. So we're hugging the same mountain range that was flanking the town of Saran, but now we're on the other side of it. That's fine. Take that. Keep going. And then here on the left, you'll spot a Quama worker at what is our destination, the Inanius Egg Mine. Now, if you're planning to join House Hlalu, you'll have a quest related to this place. Because I am planning on joining House Telvanni, nothing is ever going to route me here, so I'll go on inside and explore it now. When you're inside, the workers attack you. That's a fairly sure sign that the mine is blighted, because workers, like the one outside, are supposed to be docile. Obviously, that theory breaks down here. Let's switch to the local map so we can see what's going on. Now, egg mines do tend to be somewhat less useful than you might hope. They don't often have a lot of treasure in them. There are exceptions. This is not one of them. The reward really comes from the Hlalu quest more than anything else. Oh, there's slaughterfish in here. Didn't know that. Anyway, I'll take the scales. I'm a fan of water walking. Alright, what do y'all think? Left first or straight first? I vote left. There's a Quama forager. We'll deal with it. And see, this, if anything, it just serves to illustrate how freaking overpowered Grurn was. Because I'm still on difficulty 100. These normal enemies are dropping like flies, just like Grurn's skeletons were. We got some Quama Cuddle, which I can ultimately go ahead and mix with the slaughterfish scales I found. I'll save that for the moment. Just harvest these egg sacs. Up here's the dead end, with some cool lighting effects and more eggs. Nice and easy. No problem. Business handled. Let's move on. I'm leaving the corpses because, as I mentioned, now that the skills I'm using are all currently maxed out, fighting's really little more than a pain in the ass. I don't want to respawn enemies if I can help it. Oh, now this is interesting. There's a queen somewhere, and I've missed the passage, obviously. Let me take a moment and get these. The Rusula I want. Hypophacia, nah. Bungler's Bane, nah. These, sure, sure, sure. More eggs, of course. An ampoule pod gives water walking. I thought it had something I was interested in, even though I hadn't found one in a while. Alright. So, what's the deal? Hey, look at my map. Looks like... there's an underwater tunnel. A fourth exit from this main room. It appears that is what I missed. Yes, here it is. So we'll swim through here, and that should take us ultimately to the Quama Queen, but not before we deal with a warrior. Now these things can be tough. We haven't seen one before, but they've got a reasonably powerful shock spell. Well, okay, it's not that powerful. Deal with the worker too. So there's the warrior. Take his cuddle. There's the worker. Get his cuddle too. And here's the queen. I'll loot her room first, since she's docile. And because she's docile, and I'm not on the quest to deal with her, I think I'm going to leave her be. So all we really wind up with far trouble coming in here is a bunch of quam eggs. It's really not worth it unless, like me, you're simply obsessively trying to explore everywhere. But if you are doing that, like I am, then obviously you're going to want to do this. So let me see. Water walking would be Caprinus, ampoule pods, and scales. Breathing would be Rusula and Quamacuddle. I don't really care about drain fatigue. Large eggs and scuttle would be restore fatigue. And I reckon that's it for now. So we'll get out of here. Don't worry though, our next stop is much more exciting. Let me pause to make a few notes on what was in here. There we go. Good, good, good. Got my notes in. Let's pop a fatigue potion. And all I want to do is angle myself back to the north, keep hugging these mountains to the left, and note the next path. Take it, then when you get to this fork, go left again. But first we're going to need to deal with this rat. It's blighted. I don't even know why I searched it. I have no use for rat meat. Nor do I have any real use for Kagouti hide. Just stay left and ascend. And you will find this orc warrior, Umbra, in full orcish regalia at that. And this is something else. Alright. We heard about Umbra when we were down in Saran. While in Saran, I spoke to Ashumainu Araisha. She told me of a madman on a hill nearby. She thinks the man is dangerous, although he hasn't harmed anyone around. Alright. Have you come seeking me? My name is unimportant, and my accomplishments are few. He'll still tell us about Solstheim. Let's start with name is unimportant. What is the use of knowing my name? If it will make you more comfortable, you may call me Umbra. It is the name of my blade, though it may as well be mine. Your journal has been updated. Accomplishments are few. What are any of my accomplishments in the whole of this world? I have traveled from one end of the land to the other. I have killed creatures that can stop a man's heart with but a look. I have the blood of man and myrrh unaccountable on my hands. I have seen the atrocities of war and the hideous excess of peace. There is nothing left for me in this world. Let's try atrocities of war. I have seen the wholesale slaughter of men, women, entire races of people. Villages have burned before my eyes. My hand has held the torch, and my hand has thrown water on the flames. I have been ankle-deep in blood, swinging Umbra in a wide arc, all for the glory of the battle, and here I still stand. Nothing left. I have no more to do in this life. I have saved whole towns from packs of Daedra, and I have slaughtered men for the glory of countless nobles. All that is left for me is my own death, and the gods have cheated me of that. All I ask is to die like a warrior, but how can that be? Die like a warrior. I don't believe it is too much to ask to die as a warrior should, in battle. It is my curse, though, that I have found no one that can best me in combat. Are you the one that can? Can you come and lift me from these shackles of life? Come then, be the new wielder of Umbra. Your journal has been updated. I will give you the death you deserve.
You grow weak.
Excellent. Perhaps now I will be granted a warrior's death. And if I am not, know that you will be. Your journal has been updated. Goodbye. I've met an orc on the top of a mountain near Saran. It appears he is a warrior, but he seems world-weary and jaded. He tells me his name is Umbra. This orc Umbra has only one desire, to die. He seems upset that the gods have put no one in this world capable of killing him, allowing him to achieve his goal of death in battle. He would like me to try and kill him. Death seems a fair thing to grant this man. He wishes to die in battle, so I will give him the death he deserves. Now, Umbra is quite strong, as you can see. But the good news is, with our spear, we just barely have better range than he does. And unlike our old buddy Grern, he doesn't regenerate health. So he's a much more doable fight than Grern is. Although I'm still going to have to save Scum, because he is still quite powerful.
Just fight like a child.
Not as bad as Grern is not really saying much, I grant you.
I have no more quarrel with you. Bring me great honor.
Gosh. Ugh. Tough, tough, tough. These are some of the toughest fights in the game, though, and we're doing them with what still amounts to very crappy gear relative to what we'll have at the end.
You will die here.
Oh, damn. Can't let him chop. That's obviously the heavy-hitting attack with that sword. Well, okay, apparently slashing is too. I guess what we want is thrusts if we're gonna get hit. Come on now. Oh, good gravy. It's that damn rock I keep running into that's getting me killed. It's all good. It's all good. Got my potions popped. We're good now. I thought anyway. 100 agility and 100 spear, and I still sometimes miss. Go figure. close. It's tough. Nothing easy about this guy. Unless you consider doesn't have constant... Oh, come on! So close. Unless you consider doesn't have constant effect health regeneration to qualify as easy. Then I suppose he's easy. He's certainly much easier than Gurn. Like I said, that's not setting a high bar, but... Oh, for fuck's sake. He's another one. Like, I have 100 agility, but every time he swings, it's a hit. He hasn't missed once since I started the fight. See? What is this horse shit? My only hope is to stagger him. And keep him staggered. Oh, I thought that was going to finish him. The yellow was all gone. There was no yellow left. Got him. There we go. Alright. Obviously going to need both of these, so we might as well just go ahead and do it. Now, Umbra has a full suit of Orcish armor, which is better than everything except Droog. So, the only thing I don't actually need, although I want it all for sale, the Cuirass and Helm are the only things that are not medium armor upgrades. But that's not the most interesting thing he's carrying. Just taking some notes. Alright, this, my friends, is our first artifact. The Umbra sword. I'm going to take it off my artifact list and then just briefly look at it. It's a two-handed long blade that does a mega boatload of damage, and it's cast when used Soul Trap for 120 seconds on target. It is awesome, and we're going to hold on to it, and we're going to use it to Soul Trap things, since we, well, not quite, because I still don't want to be raising the enchant skill. We'll eventually be using it to Soul Trap things. In the meantime, let's repair all this stuff. I suppose we should head back to town and offload. Alright, come on, restore fatigue. There it is. And that's it, I think. I'm a little surprised. I thought that the... Let me quickly Google whether there's a way to actually finish the quest or not. I may just have to console it, because I hate a cluttered journal. I'll tell you that. Yeah, when you kill him, the quest is supposed to end, and I just didn't get the journal update. So I am going to say journal. And I need to fix it. Journal. And then ID is MS_Umbra. And then the quest, the index to add it to is 60. Your journal has been updated. I have killed the orc called Umbra. He was a valiant warrior, and he has died in the manner of his choosing. There we go. That's better. You may well run into that same bug, or your journal may work properly. It's hard to say. The UESP page didn't list it as a bug, so I'm not sure why I didn't get the quest cleared out, but then again, I don't really care either. So back in Saran, drink another one of these just to keep myself mobile. Smiths usually have the most gold, so I'll head down and visit Garothmuk. Except I can't, because I stole Orcish armor from him. Alright, let's go visit the trader then. I was going to say that's going to be a cliff racer. Guarantee it. Now the trader, I should be able to sell him. Well, shoot, he doesn't have enough gold. The pawnbroker has even less. I guess we're just going to have to hoof it all the way back to Pelagiad. Which, to be clear, I don't mind doing. Anyway, a big part of why I power leveled so heavily off screen, in addition to just, wanting to do it so you don't have to watch the grind, is that I wanted to be able to do really those two quests, the Siege at Firemoth and Umbra, without having to mark them down and backtrack to them. There's enough of that going on elsewhere. I'd like to minimize it wherever possible. I'm going to quick save. He'll make it down to me soon. There he is. Fuck you, buddy. Perfect. I will head back to Pelagiad. Taking a while, I know. So it goes. Need another restore fatigue. That's thing 1. I was gonna say, water walking and water breathing can hang here for now. I've got 10 restore fatigues. Levitate can hang here. And I actually want to track down some restore health if I can. That was 4. Let's see if that's enough. Or if I wind up needing one more. Gonna need one more. There. 10, 10, and my disease cures. That ought to do it. So while we're here, let's see. So the Orcish left pauldron. That's the other one I don't need, right? Let me pick up all my mediums, first of all. I want to keep... So Droog is better than Orcish. So we keep the Droog Helm and the Droog Cuirass. Then we're going to want Orcish, everything else. Boots, greaves, bracers, pauldrons, and tower shield. The rest of this is for sale. Well, hold on. 42 trauma roots. 16 willow anthers. I got more Rusula and Caprinus to put in the stacks. That's always good. Got another disease cure. And a couple more levitates. And that's it. That's fine, though. So the trauma roots go back. The extra disease, the extra levitates, if I can convince them to stack. And the one extra disease cure can go there. And now, we're going to go sell off the excess armor.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
I'll start with Ulernil. You can have all this nonsense bone mold and Imperial chain. An Orcish helmet. And I'll see if Shadback wants the Orcish cuirass. I'm sure she does. The question is, does she have more gold than him or not? Not that I really care, but yes, she does. She can have the pauldron too. Perfect.
I'm listening.
Now, of course, we need to place the Umbra sword
Any time now.
somewhere safe. It's our first artifact. Where to put it? Over here. Ooh, look how pretty it is. Big ebony claymore, I think, is the base. Well, it actually has a unique appearance. That's what defines an artifact in this game, actually. So it doesn't use any kind of it doesn't use any other sword as a base model. It's unique in its appearance. It functions like a claymore, a two-handed, straight Western-style double-edged long blade. But still, it's way awesome. Where's all this extra carry weight coming from? 31 large Kwama eggs. That's a bit much to be toting. I forgot to put back my extra willow anthers, too. I don't care about salt rice, and that's restore health, which is more valuable anyway. I'll carry 4 extra restore fatigues, I don't care. That'll afford me the ability to just pop them as I'm going. Now let's head back to Saran, and then that's going to be just shy of 1 hour, but I'll probably end the video there. Is dealing with Umbra. I think I underestimated him a little bit. I just assumed I could handle anything after Grurn. And he was a lot easier than Grurn, but he was still a tough customer. Oh, and look, we got a fresh guar. It's because I did all that resting to restock merchant gold. Enemies will have respawned. I'll just leave his hides on him. I don't care. This dwarven halberd sure has come in handy. And yet that cliff racer has stayed dead. That's interesting. And we do have a respawn here, in the form of a rat. I haven't been doing this because with the really tough enemies, the stagger is more important, but I will note that especially if you have a restore fatigue effect going, holding down the attack button subtracts more fatigue but creates a much more damaging weapon swing. So if you're dealing with a little critter like a rat and you just want to end the fight in a single shot, go ahead and hold the button down for a bit and then release, and hopefully, as happened there, the rat will, in fact, go ahead and die. So, let's go ahead and see if I can go ahead and make my way to my next location. Well, no, I don't think so. Because it's a good long ways away, clear of Saran. So what I'll do is just, it is still starting from the same intersection. where we found Umbra. So hug left, skip the Ananias egg mine, we've already cleared it. Then hold left until you get to this split, and now we're going to want to head right. And right here, I'm going to save and end this video. Next time on Let's Play Morrowind, we're going to explore, if I can get my world map, up here to the north. Really, we're going to cover this entire range because, except for the lakeshore, which we can't get to because there's a mountain range in the way, this place is largely empty. There's one kind of little road up here that leads to a tomb almost up right where the lake is. Like right up here is the next location, the Aaron Ancestral Tomb. There's a cave down here called Sataran that we're ignoring because of a Fighters Guild quest that's going to send us there later. So we're going to hit that tomb, and then we're kind of going to loop over here, circle back down as far as we can until the terrain gets inhospitable. And then at that point, we'll probably seek to loop back to Pelagiad this way, and then start exploring out from here to cover the north shore of this lake, which I forget the name of off the top of my head. That might be Lake Nabia, and that might be Lake Masobi. I can't remember. Regardless, and then we're going to work our way west and finally make our way to Balmora as we were directed to at the beginning of the game in Seydanine. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.